What's up, y'all? Crisco here. Today I want to share a story about the first fish that I ever caught. Now, this was over 30 years ago. So, I may have been, maybe even 35 years ago, actually. So, for those of y'all that are familiar with Henderson, Louisiana, there's a big levee that separates, the basin from the town of Henderson, Louisiana. So what I can remember was my papa, my grandfather, he parked on top of the levee, and we'd walk down to where the water was. So a couple of things I remember. My grandpa used to take a milk carton and fill it with water and then put it in the freezer, and then he just peeled the milk carton and he had a big block of ice. So we catch the fish, it would keep the fish cold in the ice chest. But I remember walking down, and at that time they had cows all around in the area, and I'll get back to that. So I remember, I guess we were fishing with worms, and I threw my line out deep, and I remember he went up to the top of the truck, to the top of the levee to get something at the truck. So I was down there, and all of a sudden I felt a tug, and I start reeling it in, and I had a pretty decent sized catfish. And I remember I was so excited, and I remember going to primary school, and for some reason we had there was a lot of tree stumps, and for some reason I saw these, I don't know what I was thinking, but I saw these things that kind of looked like what a tree stump would look like. So I went, and he came down, and I went and ran and jumped in it, but it wasn't a tree stump. Think about what I had told you earlier, that there were cows at that time, which there are no more cows right now, but at that time there were. So yeah, you can about imagine what it was. But I can remember he cleaned my shoes with some grass, something he had found. He cleaned my shoes off, and that was the only fish that we caught that day. I remember one of the neighbors, we cleaned it and they baked it for me, and I ate it. So that's the story of the first ever fish that I caught. Thank y'all for watching, and go Tigers. Later, y'all.